Hey everyone, this is DC Howard, founder and principal coach of Wayineers, where it is our goal that you reach your destination of success by calculating your route. Of course, we're back here on a wonderful Thursday, as we've dubbed it Tactic Thursday, where we take the time to discuss an issue or matter that you may be dealing with personally, professionally, or relationally, and how to overcome that issue or matter. And so I actually want to talk about the subject of priorities, and I want to actually talk about it over these next 4 weeks. So I'm going to actually call this next segment of Tactic Thursday for the next 4 weeks, Simplify My Life. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, it's all about the subject of priorities, being able to find out what possibly are things with priorities. And I want to give you 4 different ways on whether or not you can realize if something is a priority. And so just to start off, first and foremost, what is the definition of priority? Well, a priority is something that you give attention and or focus to over other things. So it's something that you give your attention, you give your focus to that's above other things. So like for instance, depending upon your area of life, you may say that your family is a great priority. Or if you are a young professional, you may say that your career is a priority, which all of those things are perfectly fine. But a lot of times in life, especially when we're blending our personal lives with our professional lives, with our relational lives, we're trying to figure out what are our priorities. Well, first and foremost, if anything else, I would say that you really only need 3 to 5 priorities. Anytime you get less than 3 priorities, then it's really where, if you will, your focus is. But when you get more than 5, it becomes a little bit too convoluted. So I would say, quite honestly, in your life, and I'm talking about all 3 of those areas, that you really have 3 to 5 priorities. And so one of the ways that you can determine whether or not someone or something is a priority is based upon your time, Time. What are you utilizing with your time? Are you allowing this individual? Are you allowing this group? Are you allowing this thing to utilize your time? And here's the thing about time. Time is something that we all have. We all have time. There are 60 seconds in a minute. There are 60 minutes in an hour. There are 24 hours in a day. There are 7 days in a week. There are 365 days. And then depending upon if it's a leap year, 366 days in a year. Each single day, there is 86,400 seconds. Each single week, there's 168 hours. So the reality is all of us have time. But the key component about time is our most valuable non-renewable resource. Time is our most valuable non-renewable resource. And so that means, of course, we don't necessarily get it back once we've utilized it. So how do you know if someone or something is a priority? Here's the key. When it comes to your time, do you find that when you spend time with that person or with that thing, is it a deposit in your life or is it a distraction in your life? What do I mean by that? Well, literally, even right now, you all are on social media. That's how you're watching this episode of Tactic Thursday. Well, ideally, my hope and my desire is that this is a deposit in your life, in the fact that as you're trying to navigate what is a priority in your life personally, professionally, and relationally, that this conversation that we're having allows you to be able to see, okay, this individual or this particular system is actually depositing in my life. It's helping me be better. It's helping me have a greater awareness of my purpose and of what it is that I'm supposed to do, both personally, professionally, and relationally. Or are you finding that this particular activity or this particular person is a distraction in the fact that while I know I need to be doing certain things personally, while I know I need to do certain things professionally, while I know I need to do certain things relationally, that whenever I get around this person, this group, whenever I get to do this particular thing, then it gets me off focus from what is a priority. And that's where you're able to make that distinction. So ideally, an individual that you are engaging with personally, professionally, relationally, if they're able to get you to target closer towards your purpose, closer towards your goals, then ideally that person and the time that you spend with that person or that thing is a priority. But then on the flip side, if you find that when you're spending time with that person or that entity and you're becoming further away from your purpose, your identity, then I would say that that's a distraction. And so as you're trying to navigate whom and what is a priority in your life, think about this. When I spend time with this person or when I spend time in this particular scenario, Is it depositing to get me closer to my purpose, or is it distracting me, taking me further away from my purpose? Once again, thank you all so very much for being a part of this episode of Tactic Thursday, Simplify My Life. Definitely feel free if you'd like to get more information and even learn more and be able to kind of figure this whole thing out. Feel free to book a session with me at Wayineers. You can reach us at www.wayineers.com, www.wayineers.com, or you can reach us, of course, via our Instagram as well as our Facebook page, which are both at Wayineers. We really hope that this has been a help to you, and definitely, once again, we want to make sure you reach your destination of success by letting us calculate your route. Have a good one.